Here's another question for you. Are you ready for this one? Now, you're not going to be prepared for this on a night in St. Ives. But I'm going to ask you right now, when your grandparents were teenagers, do you think the rate of suicide has increased or decreased since then? I'll ask you again. For those who are going by, I'm asking you a very, very simple question. When your grandparents were teenagers, do you think the rate of suicide has increased or decreased since then? It's increased, hasn't it? Well, why is that? I think I've got the answer. Listen, when your grandparents were teenagers, they went to schools and they read the Bible. They were told there's a God who loves them, there's a God who made them. They were told all about Jesus Christ. And now what have we done? We've taken God out of the schools. We tell our children that they're just an animal. Is it any wonder that our children act like animals? We tell them there's no purpose, there's no meaning. And our kids are crying out saying, what? Is there any purpose? Is there any meaning? Guys, whoever you are listening today, I want to tell you, you do have purpose. You do have meaning. There's a God who loves you to pieces. So much so that he sent his son, Jesus Christ, to bleed and die on a cross. You know they beat him. You know they smashed him up. You know they put a crown of thorns into his skull. They put nails through his hands and his feet. They're the innocent one who'd never done anything wrong, was hung there, put on a cross between two thieves. He died there in your place. I'll tell you how it works. I was playing a bit of a game before, but that lady in the green dress over there, everyone have a look at the most beautiful woman on the street tonight. My wife over there, that's my wife there, okay? Can you believe, guys, there is a lady on earth who'd marry me? Now, if I ask that woman, have I ever made her cry? Do you think I've ever made that woman in the green dress cry before? Ladies going by, do you think I've ever made my wife cry before? What do you think? I have, okay. Now, I know I'm a bit of a dweeb, right? But you see these fists here, okay? Do you think I've ever hit another man with these fists before? What do you think?
Probably.
I have actually, I have. Now you see these eyes here, okay? Imagine everything I've seen in my life went on this board behind me. Would I be embarrassed? Would I be ashamed of anything I've ever looked at? What do you think? I would. But now ask me this question, guys. Am I going to heaven? I am. Not because I'm a nice guy, as you can see, I'm not. But I'll tell you why, because there are two types of people that get into heaven. Perfect people and forgiven people. Now guys, people of St. Ives, is there anyone on the streets tonight who can honestly raise their hand and say I'm perfect? You're saying, I'm sure your mum thinks you're perfect. 99%, yeah, okay, sir.
But that 0.something% a real bad.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it comes back a little bit. The reality is, none of us are, but every single one of us can be forgiven. Why? Because 2,000 years ago, the Son of God, Jesus Christ, died in our place.